Hey everyone, welcome to SOC 3325, Race and Ethnicity. I wanted to take just a few minutes today to provide you with some information pertaining to this course, how we'll operate, and some of the core issues that we're going to address. First of all, race and ethnic relations has been a hot topic in our country recently, from police protests to the refugee crisis to the reinvigoration of the alt-right, otherwise known as white supremacists. A lot of folks are on edge. Now, one very important piece to the puzzle to keep in mind is that sociology is all about power. How it's achieved, how it's used, and for what purposes. Therefore, what sometimes might look like racism may be merely a little more than a way of obtaining or retaining power. For example, slavery in this country was not necessarily about racism. Differences in skin color were used as a justification for maintaining free labor by capitalists. Yes, many plantation and landowners were likely racist. However, they were more concerned with making money, profit, and getting power by any means necessary. We see the same with working class white people currently. It's not that they're all racist. They have been tricked into thinking that illegal immigrants, Muslims, some other minority group in this country is causing all their problems. When a leader can scapegoat an entire group, it can be comforting to those people by saying, well, maybe it's not my fault that I'm having some negative economic outcomes or otherwise. If they can shift that blame elsewhere, it's someone else's problem. Okay? More often than not, it's those wealthy corporate CEOs that are causing most of your problems, rather than your neighbor who maybe happens to be a different skin tone than you. Remember, race is a trick. It's a myth. It only exists because people who came before us made it matter. Now we have to pick up all the pieces and deal with the consequences. One last note before jumping into the course. There are a lot of people out there who just can't figure out why we have racial and ethnic antagonism in this country. It actually makes perfect sense that we do. It hasn't been that long since Jim Crow segregation, where an entire group of people were treated fundamentally different for something over which they had no control. Many of your parents and grandparents lived during this type of segregation. This means their conception of race may be drastically, radically different than yours. Sometimes seemingly racist actions are self-preservation. After all, what would happen to a German Christian during the Nazi occupation if they sided with the Jews? Probably nothing good. In fact, they may have ended up in those concentration camps with those folks. So please make sure you delve into the syllabus, take a look at that, and other information on the course website before getting into the course content. Here's to a great spring semester.